With once being ridden by Chinese emperors and world leaders, the Akhal-Teke has a rich history. Now, there are less than 5,000 of them remaining in the world. I am Ben Jarbo with the Midwest Farm Report, and Danielle Splaine, a member of the Akhal-Teke Association of America, shares the history of these horses, as well as the characteristics that they have that led them to being the horse of choice for great leaders.
The whole purpose of that association is just to bring knowledge about the breed. Obviously, they are a very odd-looking one. They are called the greyhounds of horses, or cheetahs, whatever you might know better. So they are supposed to be long, lean. They tend to show hip and ribs, so a lot of people think, they're skinny, they're underfed, but they're desert horses. That's the way that they're supposed to look. They're known for their metallic sheen. And that's a special characteristic of their DNA, and it's only in their DNA. It causes their hair to grow a certain way that it refracts the light. So they basically like glitter in the sun. So with the association, it's just about bringing knowledge and, awareness to the breed, because there's only about 5,000 in existence right now. Those numbers have gone up a little bit. So we have gone from critical to threatened, which is awesome. And there are a few breeders in the United States, and, same thing. They're just trying to bring awareness about the breed and promote it and show that this is actually one of the biggest foundation breeds. This is what created your thoroughbred. So they're fast. They love to, they have endurance. They love to work, and they have a great attitude. So the more, knowledge that we can pass on and teach people about them and, bring those numbers up, the better.
And with them getting down to that endangered level, what was the reason and the cause behind that?
So they are originally from Turkmenistan, which is in Central Asia, right below Kazakhstan. And were already a rare breed just because they are one of the original breeds or oldest breeds that they like to say. And it actually has to do with history. The Turkmen tribes were raided, and they were taken, a bunch of them, I think it was about 300 some, were taken around the world, and they kind of got out of control. So the pureness of the bloodline was always in Turkmenistan. Actually, their currency is the Teke. So they worship them, basically. They do not eat them. So a lot of countries surrounding them, they'll eat horse. Turkmenistan, it's a crime. Absolutely not. So basically their numbers dwindled just because of wars, and just they were used basically, like I said, as currencies. So Alexander the Great, actually his quote of, my horse, my kingdom for a horse, they say he's referring to the Teke. So they just, over time and through wars, their numbers dwindled. And obviously the United States, they like their quarter horses, they like their certain types, so, they're not very popular and well known out here. So it's really fun to be able to show people how this breed has influenced all of the breeds that they're seeing here today.
And as an association, what have you been working on to spread the awareness of these horses and let people know about how great they are and why you need to help rebuild this population?
Honestly, the Midwest Horse Fair has been an amazing outlet, and because there's so few, I've tried to get other people that own them, but usually they're states away, sometimes countries away. So thankfully and just miraculously, I ended up with 4 of them. I'm not a rich person, so don't even say oh, she's rich, she just affords them. No, I just happened to make friends with a breeder, and she and I had a good working relationship, and we traded off training for horses. So that's how I ended up with them. I've always idolized them as a kid. I always dog-eared the breed page in the book, and I don't know, everybody has got their little niche, I guess, but I've always been in love with them. I'm just honestly blessed by the Lord that I was able to even meet one, let alone own them. So that's why I'm like, I'd love to just promote them even more. And Midwest Horse Fair has been awesome about allowing us to come in, even though technically we don't have the number that they would like. They made a special exception for the rare breeds. So I'm really thankful for that. And so this is one of my main outlets. Otherwise, I have a training stable in the center of Wisconsin, and I try to, push the word out there as much as I can and direct people to, breeders and the connections that I have. So if they're interested in a part bred, half, or a purebred, they could get hooked up with the right people to find a good partner for them.
And earlier you were mentioning that they're a bit more lean and they have a different coat, kind of almost shiny. Is there any special things you have to do to take care of them as opposed to maybe just normal quarter horse?
They are actually very easy keepers. The reason that they have like zero fat on them is because they are desert horses. So in Turkmenistan, actually, they would feed them a diet of mutton and eggs and just all sorts of different stuff that we would never feed our horses out here. It would probably make people like recoil, but they are very hardy and they have a high endurance. So they have a record for long endurance rides. I know that there have been some that have done the like 300-mile type races. Like they're just built for the endurance. They're built for speed, and their diets, like I free feed mine. They have 100% access to hay and alfalfa all the time, and they still do not gain an ounce of fat. Special care wise, really not much. They're very hardy. I came from California originally, so they were used to that climate, and now I'm in Wisconsin, and they adjusted, not a problem at all.
Well, is there any other information that you would like to add about this breed or your association?
Yeah, so the association has a lot more information about the breed. It's Akhal, A-K-H-A-L, with a hyphen, TEKE.org. And there's even more history on there, history about the tack and how they, adorn them with gold and nickel and silver, brass. Like I said, the Turkmens are obsessed with their horse, and they idolize them. They want to just make them beautiful all the time. So it's, I think that they are a breed worth conserving, and for anybody that wants to learn more about them or maybe even think that this could be a good partner for them, they are a more, I would say, advanced horse for a rider. However, mine give lessons to kids. So, it's all about how much you know about your horses, and if you can be patient and know that they are one-person horses for the most part. Mine do very well for my students, but there's a different connection when I'm with them or on them versus somebody else. So that's also really cool, is that they're very bonded with their person. So if you're looking for that partner, they're a wonderful horse to have. Very athletic, though.
Splaine says that the Akhal-Teke, also known as the Golden Horse for their shiny coat, is a great horse for any experienced rider looking for a loyal companion. For the Midwest Farm Report, I'm Ben Jarbo.